who feel that everybody could, if pressured enough, become and have a psychotic episode like this. And there are others who feel that only those who have a tendency to easy disorganization of the brain by their metabolism, that only they can get the psychotic trips. Because certainly when we analyze the underlying strife or conflicts that go on in a schizophrenic when they have recovered enough, that we find not too different a set of circumstances than what we find in the life.
Parents strongly caution the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
To save the patient from what would otherwise be a severe neurotic The patient that you saw me walking with demonstrates on the 8th day after admission the continuing presence of a catatonic panic.
All right. Happy Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday night for y'all, because there's like a 5 or 6 hour fucking difference. With everybody from Tooth and Dagger. So how's everybody doing tonight?
We're good.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome, man. Glad to be here.
I'm in my pajamas, ready for bed. You know how it is, ready to rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. It's not as bad as when we do bands from Australia and it's like the next day for them. I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday. Like, no, it's not. It's Wednesday. I'm like,
that's nothing to do with time difference. That's just Australians, isn't it, Luce?
Yeah. Everything's upside down regardless of the time.
Well, I mean, I'm like sitting here doing the interview and it's like nighttime here and they're there and it's like bright and sunny.
Tomorrow morning. Yeah.
I'm like, oh god, this is so confusing. I feel like I'm in this weird like dimensional time warp shit.
They'll tell you what the weather will be like that day.
You know, I've always wanted to go to Australia, but everything there can kill you like instantly. And where they want to scares me.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, but it's not as bad as everyone thinks. Like, it's not so much the stuff that'll kill you as like the stuff that'll run out on the road in front of you when you're driving, like lizards and kangaroos and stuff. Plenty of them.
This conversation's happened before, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
it has. That was weird.
I asked the last Australian band, I was like, do you just like see like koalas out in your backyard like chilling? Like, is that a thing? Like we get raccoons and shit. Is that like a thing? You just wake up and there's like a koala sitting in the tree?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay. Right. Fair enough.
Depending on where you're from, maybe not in the city, but anywhere sort of outside, anywhere a bit more rural, you'll get it all the time, yeah.
All right, cool. So for all of our viewers, any one of you want to take this question, kind of give us a background as to how long you guys have been a band, when you got together, you know, so on and so forth.
So we kind of, way back in the midst of time, during the COVID times over here, we had a lockdown, which meant nobody could go anywhere or do anything.
Right.
For a little while. So we decided to start a band, which is obviously a great idea. So the initial times of that was a bit weird, but that's like right back when it started. So it was me and Dante and our former drummer Chris, and we kind of did as much as we could for a while, and then we got a bit of a lift in the lockdown over here, and we were like, right, we need a bass player. That's when we met up with Luce, who does the heavy stuff for us. And then lockdown came back again, so we couldn't do anything for a while. It lifted again. We got Dale, our lead guitar player, and that whole period of time took a little while. So I'd say when Dale joined in 2022, just before we put out our first single, that's when kind of the band started properly, and we christened ourselves Tooth and Dagger and all that sort of stuff. So pretty much when the first single came out, which is called Heaven Made, in early 2022, that's when we started taking things kind of seriously. So we're all like from in and around the Birmingham area in the UK, which obviously everybody knows for Ozzy, for Black Sabbath, and for Led Zeppelin and Duran Duran, great heavy bands like that.
Right. So I always heard the Birmingham scene is like absolutely insane. Like, what's it like now as far as like playing shows, touring? Do you guys have any kind of problems getting shows, or is it pretty easy to get on them?
It's a difficult question. The thing is, yeah, the scene is amazing in that there are so many like killer bands from all like all shades of kind of heavy music. I mean, not just heavy music, but even just thinking about our kind of realm, heavy music in general, from any kind of thing you could think of, there's a band for it, and they're really good. So we have a competition over here. Well, it doesn't just run in the UK, but kind of across Europe, called Metal to the Masses. And the winner of that, it's like a battle of the bands, right? And the winner ultimately gets to play at a festival over here called Bloodstock, which is kind of a big deal, you know, like.
Yeah, Bloodstock's huge. Even we know about that over here.
Exactly, yeah. So, and the winner gets to play on one of the smaller stages there, right? So it's a big deal. Everybody wants to be in it. And like the standard in the Birmingham version of Metal to the Masses is just off the chain.
Yeah, it's
like
tough.
professional bands, you know.
You might as well be at Bloodstock. Like,
Yeah, you might as well be. Yeah.
So like anyone in the audience who comes to those shows is seeing, do you know what I mean, like Bloodstock quality bands, like at some bar. So the scene in that sense is incredible, but it you know, it's tough. It's like, it's intimidating. There's so many good bands around here. It is mad. I don't know what it is about here. All the metal factories or something, as in literal metal. It just it does something to the water. I don't know. There's just too many bands.
I get blown away because like I've looked over like just looking for UK bands just in general, and it's like the list is like 25,000 miles long. It's just
it's ridiculous.
Days and days and days. And I'm like, holy shit. Because like we try to do international bands quite a bit, specifically on our off days from our regular jobs. So it's like we try to do international bands those days. So we try to pick days, and we really like UK bands because you're right. Like a lot of UK bands are just, I don't know why y'all are so goddamn fucking good. But it's like, I've never heard of a bad band from the UK. Like, every single one of them that reaches out to us, we're just like, God damn, is there a bad band? Does it even exist? Because I don't think it does.
Yeah, Tooth and Dagger in 2022.
If you do anything with enough attitude, it's not bad, is it? And I think we have a lot of attitude.
Your metal bands are just absolutely off the fucking chain. Like, you know, some of the bands that we've had on before is like Defenses. We've had them, and they're fucking phenomenal.
We saw them on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Me and Luce went up to go see them.
Cool as shit. You know, we've had Overmouth on here and several others. We were supposed to do Continents, but something got fucked up. I think we're going to try to get them back on.
You should.
CB, you're up on deck, bro.
All right. So, what's some of the hardest things that you guys have had to experience as a band together?
That snoring. That's
Yes.
Being in the same room.
Started on the
with each other.
snoring.
Trying to plan anything like it's just a nightmare all the time.
Just for example, we recently played quite far away from our hometown in the UK. Went down to the coast. We ordered this hotel, really kind of giving The Shining a little bit. It was kind of trippy. Anyway, so because we were all staying there, apart from Callum, we had a room that was actually a main room and then another room attached to that. And the idea was, well, I don't even know who made the idea because they were clearly full of shit. But like the idea was that two of us were going in one room, two of us going in the other. And I don't know how it happened, but Dale sounds like a fucking oil rig.
Can I just interject here for a second, right? And defend myself?
And then Ian.
So, no, Dante.
Just as bad by giving Darth Vader with asthma, like savage.
Okay.
So, I try to fall to sleep with Dale in the one room, and we've got this like weird bunk bed. And I'm not even joking, within 3 minutes, he's passed the fuck out, and there's me pulling this mattress out this room to try and be like safe with Ian and Luce, and that wasn't safe either. So no matter what, me and Luce were absolutely
okay. But he's not saying here, right? So I pretended to be asleep, and Ian before
pretended. I love that.
Yeah, said that I snore quite bad, which is up for debate at the best of times. Yeah. And he walked into the bunk bed room where we were sharing, listening to this podcast about dragons and their ethereal signs and all this stuff.
I like dragons, man.
And it was quite loud, so I thought I'm going to pretend to snore really loud. So I did for about 2 minutes straight, and then he went, right, I'm going out of here. And he said something to me, and I went, Dante, I'm awake. And he went, no, you're not. And I went, yeah, I am. And by this point, he's pulled the mattress out of the bottom bunk bed, chucked it in the middle of their room, and decided to sleep there. And I got a great night's sleep because I had a room to myself. I won regardless.
So it's basically trying to get 4 people to be in, or 4 or 5 people to be in the same room together for any length of time and get anything done. If you can do that, you can be in a band.
Yeah,
that's the biggest challenge. And I don't know what it is about, if it's just our band or it's musicians or it's creatives in general, but they cannot they shouldn't be around other people. And then you put 5 of them together. It's like you've seen popcorn in a pan. Everything's going ping, 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 ping.
Yeah.
We popcorn in a pan. That, man. That was beautiful. That was.
Yeah, sample that, Callum. Get it on your pad, man.
On it.
Fair enough. So this is kind of a question for each one of you. At what point in your life did you decide to be a musician, and most importantly, what made you decide to want to play metal?
Oh,
cool.
I actually know my origin story, so I can start with this if you'd like.
Yeah, you can, mate. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'm a massive nerd. So I game online and all that kind of stuff, and I'm part of a Discord channel. Back in those days, it was called TeamSpeak, and I was on TeamSpeak, and I do these voices, I like to do accents and stuff. And then the one day, and I was just a teenager, I started singing, and my mate said, "Oh, you've got a good voice, you do." I was like, "Oh, okay, sound." And then he was like, "Oh, what kind of music do you listen to?" And I was into my I don't know what it'd be called now. It's like pop punk, isn't it? It's like pop punk, emo kind of stuff, Fall Out Boy era, Paramore, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
I love that kind of scene. I love the skating scene. So I saw at a pub near me that they were doing something called an open mic where you just go up and you can perform. And I was crapping myself. And I was only a young teenager, but they allow people younger to go in and do that kind of stuff. And I just started singing, and it was just a cappella, and everyone went absolutely batshit. And I was like, wow, okay, this is not the reaction that I thought I was going to get, but I did. And yeah, that's where I realized I could sing, because everyone was like, whoa, okay, yeah, you can do that. So,
all right.
Fair enough. So what got you into wanting to do the harder stuff?
Oh, I just absolutely love just heavy, brutal crap. If it wasn't for my mum, I grew up with the Bill and Ted soundtrack and then grunge. like Alice in Chains, Faith No More, and like even then other bands like Extreme and like Van Halen and all of that kind of stuff. So it was from get-go in my whole human coding of you like heavy shit, my dude. So that, and I did. My mum tells this story about I was in like when I was still in a belly. Her and my dad were at some kind of pop concert, and I was like, "Get me the fuck out of here!" Man. But then when they went to go see Faith No More in Birmingham, and I was still in her belly, I was just chilling, like completely and utterly chill. So you know, it was obviously before all that I like that kind of stuff. So
fair enough. All right, who wants to go next?
Oh, go on then. I'll do it. Mine's a bit of a weird story because there's no one in my family actually listens to rock or metal music, and I remember I wanted to play the guitar, and I remember begging my mum to get me guitar lessons, and I had my first guitar lesson, and then I had a tragic accident where I snapped this arm in half. I don't know how well you can see the scar, and I wasn't able to use my arm for 2 years. And as a bit of an incentive, my mum said try doing the guitar. I couldn't move my fingers properly, and I used it as physiotherapy. And then my mum accidentally downloaded Pantera onto the first little iPad, and it was just Dimebag Darrell from there, and then Zach Wild, Black Label Sly T, and that was it. I was hooked. I was like, and my mum was like, "Why are you listening to this rubbish?" And I was like, "I love it. It's great. I'm going to keep on listening to it." And I just kept at it, and it's just, for me, it's more about like a release thing, to like de-stress. I can let it all out, and I can express myself as well. I do struggle to do that, so it's like a medium for that. And yeah, I just love it. I just find it the most like peaceful thing when I'm playing. I don't know why. So.
I get you, because like I grew up in Oklahoma, and out there it's nothing but like country music. Everything fucking country. Like my mom listened to like country and like Kenny G and Ace of Base.
Oh, my mom was like Timbaland, R&B and stuff like that, and it was just like, because I grew up on a council estate and like similar to a project, and it was just like, you can't listen to rock music in this area because you just get bullied. You just get beaten up and bullied, and the fact that I couldn't do it made me want to do it more. And since then, it's just like, it's ingrained into who I am, and I didn't
find heavy metal until I started watching and I discovered Beavis and Butthead on MTV.
Mate, mine was Drake and Josh. I wanted to be Josh, or no, Drake, so much when I was a kid. Like, I just love that Disney program, and he played the guitar, and he was cool, and I was like, yeah, I want to be that guy. And I was a fat kid with Harry Potter glasses.
So, all right, who wants to go next?
I can go next. Yeah, I was hitting pots and pans since I was in a nappy. My dad played drums, and it just kind of took off from there. My dad got me my first drum kit when I was 8 years old. It was a little Sonar Force 2007. It was brilliant.
That's a brave move, giving an 8-year-old a drum kit, man. Fair play.
Yeah, the neighbours were not happy at all. But yeah, again, the same as what Dale said. It when you play, there's no noise in your head. It's just sounds bizarre, but it's almost empty. You're just focused on what you're doing, and it's a great outlet. And yeah, played ever since, and never looked back. I do have electric kit now, so the neighbours are a bit happier.
I'm sure. I know my neighbors, they'd have us evicted if we start playing drums up this damn place. I know I played bass, and I got to play everything digitally through my computer. If I even try to play on an amp, I'd be kicked out of here by tomorrow.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do there, man.
Exactly. All right, who wants
to 11?
Go on, Luce.
I think I probably just have like a really boring story. Like, one of my mates, I went to private school for a very short time. I didn't last very long there, but one of my mates got a bass guitar, And, you know, I was just one of my best friends and went around her house and she was just showing me, you know, showing me the ropes of it a bit. And we said, oh, you know, let's start a band. Even though I'd never even played an instrument. I didn't have one. I didn't have any of the kit, nothing. And, you know, years went by and eventually I did get a guitar. And by that time I'd moved across the other side of the world, still on this mission to, you know, we'll eventually start a band with this person that I'm probably never going to see again. And yeah, kind of like flitted back and forth between guitar and bass before sort of settling on, like, my heart sort of was really set on bass. But in terms of like musicianship, I wouldn't even say like that I feel like a musician. Like, I feel like that's such a professional word, and I just feel like we're so far away from professional.
Yeah.
And I think our first ever interview on the radio, you know, someone said, oh, you know, this great bunch of musicians, and I thought, who? Who are you talking about? Us? Oh. Like, it's weird that other people consider us like that, because we're just a bunch of losers. We're just a bunch of nerds who just make jokes about everything all the time and can't stay on task. And then, you know, we end up in a room together and, you know, you just hit that flow state and you're like, oh, this is music. This is what, you know, this is what's pulled me in. This sound, this groove, this beat, this is, you know, you feel it as much as you hear it. Yeah. And it's the feeling that it gives you, you know, take away everything about being a musician. It's just what it makes you feel is second to none.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Lane, you up?
Yeah. No, I was just listening to Luce there. She's spot on. Yeah, but I probably had a bit like Dante, like really musical family. My old man plays the guitar and used to be in a band. My mum's an unbelievable singer, and so is my sister, and piano. And my old man's Scottish, so often we'd be with the Scottish family. And when you kind of get together, there's always there's always music in some way, or, you know, there's dancing or whatever, or the radio's on or something. So that was life, but it was never, you know, you're talking about heavy music, never heavy music. Really, I mean, you know, like I said, my dad's a guitar player, so we might have used to listen to a lot of guitar music, you know, like Hendrix or maybe Led Zeppelin, Eric Clapton, B.B. King, like Fleetwood Mac, a lot of the bluesy guys, and people like Django Reinhardt, you probably never heard of, like jazz guitar players and stuff, and that was just there constantly, along with kind of great songwriters, like listen to loads of like Elton John and, you know, stuff from musicals, and kind of singer-songwriters. And, you know, you talk about hating country. Maybe if you're like full-on country every day, all day, every night, and like, I'm in my pickup truck kind of country, I can see why you want to hear something else. But, you know, Ray Charles and stuff as a kid. Sorry, dude. Sorry, I should have given you a true. But that was life for me, a lot of music. And actually, I wanted to play the drums. So, I mean, Callum getting to have an 8-year-old. No. Callum as an 8-year-old getting to have a drum kit. I'm unbelievably jealous, because I'm the baby of the family, and my older sister got a kit first. And by the time I was old enough to want to play it, she'd sold it, and then Mum said, "No, never again. You have the guitar. You have nothing." So I'm stuck with the guitar, but I hit it like a drummer, you know, so it's loud. So I think that's what. Yeah, Dale hates me whenever I do record, because it's just a mess, man.
All right. Fair enough. All right, CB, you're up on deck, bro.
So, what is the worst food that you guys have ever had to like endure while being on the road?
Oh god.
The worst
Food.
Yeah.
Ooh.
God. Barnsley. I had a really terrible curry in Barnsley. There's a festival called Bands on the Square. They send this little village, and they have all different types of genres of music on there throughout the day. And me and my partner were staying up there because we were playing on the Friday. We thought we'd have a nice weekend in the countryside. And we went to this Indian restaurant, and it was just, imagine like fat and oil in a bowl with chunks of chicken in it. It was horrible.
That sounds great.
It was just disgusting. And the guy was like, "Is it really nice?" And me being polite, I was like, "Yeah."
No.
Yeah, and I had a bad stomach the next day, so that's me.
Sorry,
What about the
Liz,
rest of y'all?
as long as you didn't shit yourself on
Oh.
stage.
No,
Oh, yeah.
always empty before. That's the golden rule. That.
Oh, that happened to one of my drummers.
Oh God,
He literally
What?
shit himself on the stage. And
bless him.
there was shit everywhere, all over the kitchen. He was taking like a trash bag, hefty bag, and put it under him whenever he was getting off stage, so he could waddle off stage in a hefty bag.
Give him an adult diaper. That's what he needs.
Because we all ate gas station sushi before the show, which was a terrible idea. By the way. It was not awful.
Literally blast beats.
All of them our stomach. All of us, except for him. He was like, "Oh no, I'm good. I got an iron stomach." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh my God.
He learned real quick that was not the case.
That's a brave man right there. That is. Did you finish the set?
Oh yeah, we finished the
Good
set.
lad. Good lad. The priorities are
We
there.
had to do like last 4 songs in shitty pants, but yeah.
Yeah. No one will know. The other drummer gets on, sits on the throne.
That felt bad for whoever's in the front row because it reeked. Oh my god.
And you're like just the other week, I was trying to convince Callum, yeah, it's fine. Like you can all share drum kits. It's never a problem. Nothing goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Nothing can top that, man. Nothing can top that. No, it's never gotten to that level. Like you eat some weird stuff because it's late night and nothing's open. Like we got some crisps, like potato chips from the one shop that was open during the night of the snoring, and they just honestly tasted like eating a floor.
A plastic floor.
Yeah, like a really bad, like the floor under your drummer.
And it was shaped like a cone as well, which is really weird.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't get through many of them, but no, that's one of the downsides. That we need to do a bit better with that. Bring some stuff with us next time, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's always cheaper. Like you think about the prices of like fast food now, and everything else just goes up and up and up and up. And really, it's cheaper just to go to the store. And like one of my old bands, we used to get big like igloo coolers and put ice in there, and meat and stuff like that. We actually took like a grill with us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
We'd find some like camping ground or something, and we would like grill out, and it was so much cheaper, so much easier. Nobody's stomachs are getting fucked up from trying to eat Taco Bell or McDonald's before the show.
That's genius. Yeah.
Be kind of frowned upon in the UK though. You pull up to the Tesco's car park and you start cooking your dinner there. Like...
We didn't give a shit. We didn't care.
I don't blame you. Like it's the right move.
I suppose we're blessed slightly with Wetherspoons, aren't we?
Yeah,
that
because we've got big culture.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes we don't get the opportunity to eat at Wetherspoons as well. Like because sometimes we can turn up at a show and we've only got like 2 hours to get ready and pack, and then we've got to leave an hour after to go get to the hotel near the other show. So,
and like you guys can all eat before a show. I don't know how you do it. I can't.
Dude, I can't.
I can't do
got like stitches crackling at one time. Nah.
But Dale's like, oh god, there's only 45 minutes before we go on. We need to eat fast. I'm like, that is the last thing on earth I want.
Because last time I didn't eat, I crashed into Luce's car.
Oh shit!
So just to make that clear, like I need
to be
to
fair,
eat.
we did almost.
Yeah,
I did.
Man.
That is horrible.
Yeah,
all right, so for each one of you, if you could spend 24 hours with any musical icon, dead or alive, and learn everything they know about the music industry, who would you spend that day with?
That's a brilliant question.
When you say music industry, do you mean the industry in itself or what they are about?
Either or, it depends on what you want to know.
Okay.
I've got two answers, so I'll go fast. So somebody's alive right now. It'd be anyone from Sleep Token. like probably whatever. It could be any of them. I love them all, but you know, just because they're doing stuff different and they're just hitting on a different level, and I'm just like, how are you doing this? What's your experience like, and all that stuff. I just want to grill them and stuff. But from the past, maybe somebody who's not with us now, it's got to be Elvis. Like, to spend time with that dude and just, like he's got a pretty much unique experience of anybody in history.
Right.
You know, to just be there and just see what he does and ascertain everything about him. Yeah. So that's
It's kind of surprising. I think that's the first time we've ever got that answer. I don't think we've ever got it.
Really?
No. Usually the most popular two answers is Prince or Freddie Mercury. That's the most...
kind of. I get that similar thing of just being absolute icons. Yeah, like above and beyond everyone else. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
I'd go for John Lennon because they were so rebellious about like everything that they wanted to do. They kind of paved their own way in the industry, and obviously it worked. But they were very almost humble in the way that they were doing it as well. So I'd like to have like a good conversation there and just be like, okay, tell me what was your thought process with all of that, and just in general, So.
And so much in such a short time as well. Like it's crazy when you think about it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'd go with Max Martin, the guy who wrote "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time." He wrote most of the Backstreet Boys hits. He wrote a lot of songs for ABBA, I think, as well. Just like a total hit machine, melody after melody after melody after melody, like earworm after earworm after earworm. And like I've always been really interested in like the construction of songs. Like, why does it stay in your head? How do you do that one after the other? How is this their enormous, like such an enormous catalog of hit after hit after hit? Where does that come from? What is the basis of constructing that over such a long period of time too? Like the longevity that he's had is amazing. So someone who knows music on that level, I think would be really interesting to talk to.
Okay, fair enough. Who wants to go?
Mine would be Frank Zappa.
Okay.
Because he's nuts.
Yeah, because he's nuts. And like he went through so many musicians, so many different projects, and he just knew how to get the best out of everyone. And I think that would be interesting to like witness that process and just be in the room with it and be like, yeah, this is kind of cool. And I've got another bonus one, Michael Jackson, because he actually brought the Beatles and loads of other royalties as well. So the business aspect of it is from him. It was very interesting. So,
okay, that's a pretty popular answer too. We just had that.
Yeah. Yep. Cal, it's all you, mate.
It's up to me now. Again, same as what Ian said. Either Vessel or Two from Sleep Token. That's just insane what they do. And then there's another one. What was the other one now? I just had it. Yeah, if it's a drummer, it would be a guy called Aaron Spears.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, R.I.P. Aaron Spears. Incredible musician. There's some really old videos of him. There's just so much like soul in the playing. It's not, you can't replicate what he does because it's from the heart. But yeah, those would be mine.
See, for me, being a bass player, and I've thought about this a million times, is where I kind of came up with that question. I was like, who would I want? Les Claypool. Fucking
yeah, man.
Downright just Les Claypool. That dude is absolutely fucking disgusting. And the shit that because I was a big Primus fan growing up when I was a kid, because, you couldn't turn MTV on without seeing some video of fucking Primus. It was like between Primus and Tool. It was like every 5 minutes, it was Primus, Tool. So I was a big Primus fan. I'm like, if you're so fucking good that Metallica wouldn't take you because you were too good. All right.
The guy's on another planet, man. Yeah.
All right, CB, up on deck, bro.
All right. So for each of you, if you guys could offer advice for any bands or any members that are trying to get into a band, what would that advice be for them starting out?
Ask if they snore. No, I joke.
I tell you what, I think be be completely. I don't know what the right way of putting it is. It sounds a bit lame to say open-minded, but be open-minded. Like you kind of, I think don't sort of put yourself in a box and try and like control everything about everything. I think if you like music, we just want to try and get around people that, you know, obviously get on with, but that really are passionate about music in general, and try and create stuff together. Like we, just giving us as an example, we didn't sound when we started the way we do now. We listened to, you know, a lot of the same bands and a lot of the same influences that we have now. We had back then, but we didn't sound like we do now. It took time to get to that. And I think if you were to just say, you've got to play this way and you've got to sound this way and you've got to sound like that and you've got to sound like that and you've got to sing like that, I just think you'll probably get nowhere. I think you just got to be passionate about music in general and try and surround yourself with that kind of person. So open-minded, even if it's not what you thought you might like, you know, or it's not what you maybe listen to all the time. Just try stuff and be creative.
Yeah, echoing off Ian there is also like you've got to be honest with yourself, and you've got to be like, right, drop any kind of like, I don't know, possibly your own ego. Just get that right out of the way and be like, right, I am what I am. There's always going to be somebody better. How can I maximize my own personal talents? And then be just humble with yourself with that as well, knowing what you're capable of, and just, you know, a lot of people don't like getting told their criticism, but if anything, you should be wanting that so you can grow and evolve as in anything that you do. But as a musician, you want to really, really slam down on what you're capable of, and then just fly with that.
I'm kind of glad you guys brought that up, because we've talked about it before on the show and talked to everything from bands that are veteran bands to very, very young. And it's like, when you guys get together, you might have an identity by yourself. But when you bring 3, 4, 5, 6 people together, by the time you mesh everything that you bring from the table, your identity is going to change. And to take time to find your band's identity.
Yes.
Because by the time you mesh all that together, it's not going to be what you think it's going to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a filter. You have to let it come out, and also listen to as much music as possible of anything. You know, it's like, again, would you you know, if you're an 18-year-old kid or whatever, and you're asking a metal band like us what their influences are or who they'd want to meet or whatever, you might not expect them to say like fucking Frank Zappa and Max Martin and like John Williams, who composes probably every film you've ever watched that you love the music of was John Williams. Like listen to everything, take it all in and allow it to be there. That's, you know, following up from a first point. Don't just shut stuff off. The more you expose yourself, the more you're open, the more you're kind of vulnerable to it, the more you filter, the better you're going to be and the more fun you're going to have.
Yeah, because to be honest, I don't listen to metal before I write music at all. And a lot of the stuff that I come up with, or I hear something that gives me an idea, generally it's been like hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, exactly.
Something in my head to be like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden in a week's time, it's metal and it's completely different. But that's really where I get a lot of my inspiration from, is like hip hop and R&B.
That's it, man.
Yeah, man. And you put it through your filter, so you playing what your own Jags's take on what you hear comes out like metal. You know, you don't need to only put yourself in the one box in terms of what you listen to. It's going to come out sounding like you no matter what, and you like your heavy shit.
Exactly. And I think it kind of gets you outside of that box, because I feel like if you just listen to one particular type of music and then that's all you're listening to, like if you have like one band in general that you really love and you just listen to that band 24/7, a lot of your stuff that you start writing is going to mimic what they've already
Yeah, it's an easy track.
already put yourself into a box and you just created a carbon copy of the band that you fucking spend all your time listening to.
That's it.
Yeah, man. That's it.
All right, so little fun question. If you guys could go on tour and you could choose 3 bands to take with you on tour, what 3 bands would you choose? Each one of you, because I know you got your different answers of who you'd like to tour with.
To take with us, as in they don't have a choice, as in this is a hostage situation. Okay, all right.
Get in the van.
Which 3 bands would we take hostage on tour?
Oh yeah, like they don't have a choice. Like they have to go on this tour with you.
Well, that's because one of them's going to be Sleep Token, isn't it? For
Easily.
everybody.
I'd probably throw Parkway Drive in there as well. Just the scale of that production. Yeah. And I bumped into them at the airport, by the way, a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's badass.
Crazy. So yeah, throw Parkway in there, of course.
They literally played in Birmingham, where Luce could have gone to the show. Like, nah,
I was in Australia at the time. They were in Birmingham. And then bumped into them at Brisbane Airport. They were going out to Lisbon for the second leg of the tour, and I was flying home.
Oh shit!
What would your last one be, Luce?
Gosh, tough one. Sleep Token, Parkway, and the Barbarians of California, of course, of course. Absolutely love them. They've recently supported Deftones on their North American tour.
Nice.
Really cool band. Really cool band.
How about the rest of you?
That's actually Deftones is my next one, and then Machine Head for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody have something different?
I'd throw Bill Murray in there.
Fuck yeah! I just found Bill Murray. Like,
no way.
Yeah, because I was going to Welcome to Rockville last year, and I was kind of looking at the list of the bands, and a lot of times I'll listen if I see them on the poster and I haven't heard of them before. I'll go look them up just to see what they sound like, just see if I like them, if I want to go see their live set. And I start listening, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm interested. You got my attention. I'm not a big country fan, but I kind of like this whole country metal.
Yeah, cool.
Mine would be Nothing More would be one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then President, because they're like,
I am getting into President. I didn't like President at first. First heard them.
They grow on you. It's weird.
They've grown on me, and now I'm like listening to them all the time.
And then the third one would probably be like Throne Hill. I don't know if anyone's ever listened to them. They're
you mean Thornhill?
Thornhill, sorry, yeah. Throne Hill is the amp plugin they brought out. Thornhill. That would be my 3.
Okay, fair enough. All right, CB, you're up.
All right, so if you guys could have, each one of you, if you guys could wear an inflatable suit on stage, what suit would that be?
Not whichever one your drummer wore before.
That'd be tragic, man.
Yeah.
An inflatable suit.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like, as in what would it look like, or what character it would be, or whatever?
Yep.
Mine would be a Space Marine from 40K. That would be mine.
Okay. All right.
I think I'd go Crash Bandicoot for an inflatable.
Oh shit! Okay.
I think mine would be Boris Johnson. Like an inflatable Boris Johnson.
I'll take it back. I'll be Keir Starmer.
But I was going to say, then I'll be Trump then, to go with that. A President Trump inflatable suit, yeah, with Johnson. That'd be amazing.
All right.
Or Ronald McDonald.
I'd get in a beach ball because I think it'd be really funny if I didn't have any arms, but I just had hands outside of the beach ball.
How would you play bass?
It's just in the hands. There's just hands. Enormous strap around the beach ball.
And then just as we play it, just as Atas like drops, it's the
Kick her off stage.
Yeah,
and then she's just bouncing around the room.
Nice.
So throughout touring, for each one of you, what is the worst or most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you on stage?
Oh, wow. I almost was. I was kind of dying on our last tour, and I almost fainted. That's probably embarrassing. The guitar falling off on our last tour. Yeah.
One of the most recent gigs that we did in Birmingham, we played the O2, and my trousers got caught on one of the what are they called? It's the barriers that separates the stage from the crowd. My trousers got caught on one, and I was trying to still sing and like scream and be like, professional and all that kind of stuff. And I just noticed that I couldn't fucking move. I was like, what am I attached to? So I was like, right, fuck off. And I like moved it, and my trousers were caught onto it, and it ripped a hole in my trousers, so my arse cheek was showing. And I realised this. The band didn't, but I realised this because there was a sudden gust of wind, like on my downstairs area.
Right.
And it was cold because England's chilly anyway. And I was just very aware at that point that my arse was on show while I was playing. And I even had the balls to get off the stage and go into the crowd while this was happening. So yeah. So that was pretty embarrassing, to be honest.
Good job you'd fake tan that day, eh?
Yeah, sure.
You could have took
one
pictures
cheek as
afterwards
well.
and started your own OnlyFans.
Premonition.
All right, how about the rest of you?
I think it's not as bad as that. Like, things go wrong all the time, man. Like, and most of the time, nobody really knows about it. But Dante, who's obviously the singer, has a habit of picking up on any mistake that anybody makes, and then getting the crowd to say on the count of three, whoever made that mistake, giving them a big fuck you, whoever it was. Dale gets a lot of them because Dale's
I've had one.
Mate, you've had so many when you've not even been there. That's the thing.
Exactly. Like, so, yeah, I'm not getting into that. It's invisible Dale. I'm not even there.
Yeah. No, I had quite a bad one at remember I mentioned that Metal to the Masses competition. So you're trying to get the audience to vote for you, right? And then there's also a panel of judges who vote for you. So it's all about, like, yeah, sure, everything's got to be on point, right? And in our opening song of that night, there's this big moment. I think it was curtain call. There's this big moment where there's a big sort of gap, and then the breakdown drops. And I like to give it a big jump at that point. But we're playing in a place called the Flapper, and the ceiling's like just above your head.
I know where you're going.
So this reminded me.
And as I came down, like my guitar strap fell off. So I ended up like in concussion on one knee, like trying to hold my thing, and it's like the happiest moment of the
It's literally like you went up and come down, you're like, your sword is mine. Like, straight away.
The thing is though, Ian, I did that at the one we played in Digbeth, like at the cool lighting, but it had like a steel beam across, and there's a part of one of our songs where all three of us jump up and down like that, and the stage was so small that my head was directly underneath the steel beam, and I remember we all jumped up and I went cock like that. I was like, oh god.
All right, how about you, girl?
to be fair, I've never made a single mistake in my life.
No,
So,
yeah. So someone
but the
came
other
up to
week,
Luce at our
we
last
played a
show.
gig in Leicester, and it was a pretty small stage. The night before, we'd played on a really big stage, so it was a little bit cramped. We were playing. I can't remember what song it was. I think it was quite a fast intro, and somehow Dante's managed to take 2 or 3 steps back, and the cable from his in-ears has
you took me hostage.
somehow swung past me in perfect time to get between my hand and the strings and lassoed my arm. And Dante's still walking back, and like it's unfolding in slow motion. I'm watching like the tension on this cable building. I'm trying to play. I'm trying to tell him. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing. My arm is like building tension, and then Dante's in-ears pop out because we've run out of room. Like, and we were just like, "What? How did they? How did that? That must have been a millisecond that this is just swooped in there. You could never replicate it. You could never. Like, I just couldn't believe that it even happened."
I looked at you on stage, Luce. I was like, I can't believe you've done this.
And I was like, I can't believe you've done that. How did you do that?
I looked, I was like, why have you took them out? What are you doing? And I was mid-growth, I was like, it was fucking tragic, man.
That is insane. That is nuts. See, like me, I'm like, I've heard so many bands on here that we've asked that question to, and they're just like, oh, nothing. I'm like, look, I've been playing for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Played a lot of shows, and I am like the world's clumsiest when it comes to playing on stage because one, most of the bands I've been in have wore masks, and I'm blind as a fucking bat. When I get up there, I have to play blind and trip over everything. I've ripped curtains down. I've fallen into the crowd. I've fell downstairs. I've knocked my damn guitarist out with my bass guitar before.
Oh, this has done that with me a few times.
I was trying to do a bass swing one time, and the strap broke, and it went straight up in the air and fell on my head.
Oh, nice.
I've had like the worst shit happen to me ever. I'm just like, you can't tell me you went through a career of 10 plus years and this shit has not happened.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's no way that you've been perfection the entire time. It does not matter. All right.
That would have been great with the bass swing going. I'd have loved to see that.
Oh, it was.
That's not embarrassing.
That was extremely embarrassing because I cracked my head wide open. I got blood just running all down the back of my head, and I didn't even realize I was bleeding. I picked it back up and it was fine. We started playing. And I fixed the strap real fast, but I'm sitting there and my guitarist come up and he's like trying to like kick me in the back of my leg, and he comes up between two songs. He's like, dude, you're bleeding everywhere. I was like, fuck it. And we just kept going until after the show. Luckily, I didn't need stitches. It was all just superficial, but a head wound, it's going to bleed a lot no matter what.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as bad as what it actually looked.
Oh, that's metal as hell. Yeah, that's humble brag.
Well, nobody knew it because it was like out the back. So nobody even seen it. It was just all back here, so they seen it in the band. Nobody else seen it.
Just like horrified, like.
I was going to need stitches and all this shit, and it was not nowhere near as bad. Once we cleaned it up, I was like, that's good. Well, I'm fine. All right, CB, you get the last question before we go talk to them about their music video we'll be playing.
So, for each of you, what is an unusual talent outside of music that you have that somebody else might be listening, might not know about you?
Talent.
Yeah, we're all totally talentless outside of this.
We got nothing.
Right.
Even in this, we're not very talented.
I'll tell you a single thing.
I'm okay at art, and I can speak Norwegian. No, not arc, art.
Oh, art. I thought you said art, like it's in the video game.
No, I can raise those dinosaurs mentally well, mate. No. Yeah, art.
He's being modest. Like Dante's kind of taken the lead on and pretty much done most of the music videos like that we've seen, that you've seen from us, kind of thing.
Okay.
Like the lyric video for Drift, the lyric video for Curtain Call, stories that that was all Dante.
I'm okay.
It's kind of funny you guys bring up. We actually have the music video for Survive.
Yay!
We will be playing that towards the end. So on that, we're going to kind of get into it since we got about 5 minutes left. What is the song Survive about, and what kind of went into the process of recording that and getting that done?
You know what? I would usually answer this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to get these fuckers to answer this.
Oh, you nasty man.
What's it about, guys?
It's about surviving, isn't it, bro?
Go with the easiest answer.
No, so a lot of our songs, like between all five of us, have different meanings, and it's, for me, it's just about the perseverance of the band, and I think it's, to date, it's our best work. So I think it speaks a lot in volume about this being committed and just keep pushing forward with it. That's my interpretation of it, anyway. What about you guys, Ian, Luz, Cal?
The thing is, like, don't want to get like too dark on all this stuff, but the biggest kind of challenge you have in your life, I think, is normally with yourself. And like every day you're constantly with yourself, aren't you? And that's kind of the biggest fight you have, or it can be the biggest positive you have and the biggest negative you have. It's always yourself. So I think it's about kind of telling yourself to keep going. It's about telling yourself to, no, come on, like, you can do it. Get up, go again. Doesn't matter. Go, keep going. Like we have this big thing in the song. We say, stand up, stand up, stand up. It's you telling yourself, like, you can do it. You can do it. So it's dark and maybe aggressive at times and stuff, but it's actually a positive message. Don't give up. That's what it says to me. And it gets me
I've always
pumped.
taken it as a really positive song as well. Really, despite like the heaviness of it, and there's like a lot of sort of sonically, there's a lot of darkness to it. It's always felt like the most positive message of any song that we've done. Where like we do like a lot of stuff, like Dante writes a lot of lyrics around like sort of an exploration of the self and relationships with others, and like how you relate to other people. But this one almost felt like a message to yourself.
Fantastic. On that, we are out of here. Until tomorrow night, we will be back with These Severed Hands tomorrow night. Please, everybody that's watching, go check out Tooth and Dagger. Go like them on all their social media accounts. And like I always tell y'all, if you're in their area, you see them playing, don't be a pussy. Go to the fucking show. It doesn't cost them damn much money. Support these bands. They put a lot into their shit for you guys to come out and see. So buy some damn merch. Help them out. On that, we love everybody. We'll see y'all again tomorrow night.
Woo!
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Guys.
Cheers.
Let's go. Listen,